Hi guys, so we are finishing up 1C with domain and range. Okay, we're going to use what we learned last time with interval notation to write out our domain and range this time. Okay, throughout this time you kind of heard me talk about domain and range. You've kind of heard me talk about x's and y's and inputs and outputs, but we're going to look now at the official definition. Okay, so if you look at the bottom of your toolbox, okay, there's the definition for domain and range. Okay, the domain is the set of all inputs, all x values on the graph. Okay, and what I want you to think about is in terms of left and right. Okay, so left and right. Oftentimes when I'm helping kids think about domain and range and figure out domain and range, when we're talking about domain, I have them think about a little person that's walking left and right. How far left do they walk? How far right do they walk? Where do they have to stop when they're walking left and right? Things like that. Okay, so here, let's just highlight some stuff. Okay, domain, we associate those with inputs in our function, right? Where our inputs cannot repeat. Okay, and on a graph, we call those our x values. That's our domain. Okay, and I want you to think left and right. Okay, and think about it as the person walking on your graph, they're walking left, they're walking right. Okay, next I have a range. Okay, and we're just going to highlight it. Let's do pink. Okay, so range is the set of all outputs. Okay, remember, every input can only have one output. Okay, and on a graph, we're talking about those y values. And I want you to think in terms of up and down. Okay. How far up can that person walk on your graph? How far down can that person walk on your graph? Okay. So let's go take a look at some of our examples. Okay, so if we flip the next page, past what we did yesterday or the other day on interval notation, we get to domain and range. Okay. So here, we're going to look at our graph. Okay, we talked about set builder notation and interval notation. You can write them either way, but officially we want the answer in interval notation. Okay, so here we're going to start with the graph. We're going to talk about domain. So again, when we talk about domain, I want you to think left and right. Okay? So imagine I have a little person here. Okay, they're going to walk left and right. So on our graph, left is a little smaller, right? This is towards negative infinity. This is towards positive infinity, right? So we're going to walk our person to the left. Okay, our person's walking to the left, walking to the left, walking to the left, walking to the left, walking to the left of my paper. And what you can see is because of the arrow, they're going to continue walking to the left forever towards negative infinity. Okay, so in interval notation, they're walking towards negative infinity. Okay. Then, on the right side, where's my person going to walk? So my person's going to walk, my person's going to walk on my graph, my person's going to keep walking on my graph, walking on my graph, walking on my graph, walking to the right. You see the arrow, they're going to walk to the right forever and ever towards positive infinity. Okay. So if it's negative infinity to infinity, when we write that in set builder notation, that's all real numbers. Okay, so our domain is all real numbers because it goes from negative infinity to infinity. Okay. Our range. When we talk about range, I want you to think up and down. Okay. How far up and down can they walk? Okay. So if they walk all the way up, that's towards positive infinity. If they walk all the way down, that's towards negative infinity. But sometimes they also just stop somewhere. Okay. So let's start by walking down, right? Because in interval notation, we always start with our smaller number. So here, I'm going to start here. I'm going to have my person walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down. What you see is they hit this middle point here, right, at -4. Once they hit that, they can't walk down anymore, right? Because of the curve of my graph, they have to walk up. So the lowest they can walk is -4, okay? Because they actually hit that -4, it's included, it's going to be a bracket. Okay, so the lowest they can walk is -4. Okay. Then I'm going to walk up, right? So walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up. And what you can see, because of that arrow, they can walk up forever and ever and ever and ever towards positive infinity. So the range is from -4 to infinity. Okay? In set builder notation, we would write that that is y greater than or equal to y is greater than or equal to -4. So that's domain and range. Okay, let's try again. So again, domain, I want you to think left and right. Okay, on the left is -infinity, on the right is positive infinity. Okay, so we always start with our smaller number. So I'm going to place my person on the graph, and we're going to walk to the left and see how far left we can walk. So walk into the left, 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 walk into the left. Once they hit here, they can no longer walk to the left. They have to stop, right? So this right here is actually -3. All right, so here's -1, here's -2. This is -3. Okay? And if you look closely, it's an open circle, which means that it is excluded, so that is a parentheses. Okay? So the furthest left they can walk is towards -3 here. Okay? Now we're going to walk to the right. Walk to the right, 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 walk to the right. Once they hit here, they cannot walk to the right anymore. Okay? And the x value here is 1. So my ending x value is 1. Because it's a closed circle, it's included. So here, the domain is -3 to 1. If you were to write that in interval notation, -3 is less than x, which is less than or equal to, because of that bracket, and the closed circle, equal to 1. Sorry, ignore that line. Okay. So my domain is from -3 to 1, and it includes 1. Okay, then I'm going to do my range. Okay, range again is up and down. So think, how far up and down can my little person walk? Okay, they reach all the way on top forever, then there's towards infinity. If they're walking down forever, then it's towards -infinity. Okay, so we're going to start with our smaller number, so I'm going to walk down. Right, so here I walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, and walk down. Here, I hit -4. Okay. Then I happen to walk up again. Okay. Then when I walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, the lowest here I can walk here again is -4. Okay, so that means the lowest I could walk is -4. It is included as part of my graph, okay, seen by this point and this closed circle. So I'm going to put a bracket. Okay, then I'm going to walk up to my higher numbers. Okay, so here I'm walking up, walking up, walking up, walking up, walking up, walking up, and I hit this point. After that, I have to walk down again. So this highest point here, the y value is 0. So the highest value I can walk is 0. Okay, it is included, so I put a bracket. Okay. So my range is -4 less than or equal to y less or equal to 0. Okay. Then I'm going to move on to my next one. Okay, again, domain is going to be left and right. Okay. So let's start by walking to the left because our numbers are smaller. Okay, so here I'm going to walk to the left, 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 walk to the left. Once I hit here, I can't walk left any further. Okay, and the x value here is 1, 2, 3, 4, -5. Okay, and because of that open circle, it is not included, so that's a parenthesis. Okay, once I'm done walking to the left, I'm going to walk to the right. Walk to the right, 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 walk to the right. Once I hit here, I can't walk to the right anymore. I have to stop. Okay, the x value, since we're talking about domain, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and again, because it's an open circle, it is excluded, so that means it's a parenthesis. Okay, If I were to write that in set builder notation, it'd be negative 5 less than x less than 6. Range is up and down. Okay, so we always start with our smaller number, so I'm going to walk down. Okay, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down. Okay, once I hit here, I can't walk down anymore, and this value here is 1. Okay, let's see, if I walk down here, what's my lowest value? Walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down. This is also 1, so my lowest value is 1, and because of those open circles, it is not included. Okay, now if I walk up on my graph, I walk up, walk up, walk up, the highest I can walk is up to this point here, and the y value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and then it is included, so it's a bracket. Okay, and in set builder notation, that would be 1 less than y, less than or equal to 9. Why? Because we're talking about ranges. Okay. So D, again, domain, left and right. Okay, so I'm going to walk left, 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 walk left. This is the last point I can walk left to. Okay, the x value, since domain is x's, is 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 5. Okay, closed circle, so that means it's a bracket. Okay, then I'm going to walk to the right. Okay, walk to the right, 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 walk to the right. This is the furthest point I can walk to the right. Okay, since we're talking about domain x value, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, open circle, so not included, so that's a parentheses. Okay. Now let's talk about range. Okay, we're going to walk up and down for range. Oh, sorry, let me write the set builder notation. That will be negative 5 less than or equal to x less than 6. So range up and down. So we're going to start by walking down. So if we walk down, the lowest here I could walk is this point, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's see if that's the lowest. So here, you can also walk all the way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. It is included, at least here, so it's going to be a bracket. Okay. Then I'm going to walk up. So in my graph, if my person was to walk on this little hill, the highest they could walk is up here, and the y value here is 0. Right. It is included, so it's a bracket. Oh, sorry, this should be a negative 7, right? Because it's negative here. Okay, then in range, it would be negative 7 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 0. Right? The equal to, because of the brackets, it's part of it. Okay, okay, now let's flip to the other side. These ones look a little bit harder because they're not connected completely, but that's still okay. Right. Still the same thing, we're walking left and right for domain, and we're walking up and down for range. Okay, so let's start by walking down first. Okay, so what if I'm walking down, 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 walking down here? If you see there's an arrow, so that means it's going towards negative infinity. Right? Then I'm going to walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up. And then once I hit here, I have to stop, and this is 0. Right? The x value here is 0. And because of that open circle, it's not included. Right? The next time I can continue walking is if I walk to this piece. Right? For this piece, if I walk down, 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 down here. Right? The x value here is, sorry, cancel that. Sorry, domain is left and right. This answer is still correct. But here we're walking to the left forever, and then we stop here at 0. Okay? Then, if we continue here, we're still at 0. But this time 0 is included. And then we're walking right forever. towards positive infinity. So we would write that. Okay, but since 0 is included here, we would just combine these two, so that way it says negative infinity, comma, infinity, because it ends up including everything. Because even though 0 is not included here, 0 is included in this part of the graph, right? So it means that we don't have to separate it anymore, and we can combine them into negative infinity to infinity, okay? Which means it's all real numbers for our domain. Okay, for our range, that's when we walk up and down, right? So you can see it's very easy to get confused. Okay, so we have to remember again and again, domain is left and right, and range is up and down, right? Because x's deal with left and right, range, y's deal with up and down. Okay, so now I'm going to walk down. Walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down, walk down. The arrow tells me it's going to go on forever, so that's to negative infinity. Okay. Then I'm going to walk up, walk up, walk up, walk up. Once I hit here, the y value here is 0. That open circle tells me it's not included, so it's a parentheses. Okay. And then I have to continue with this piece. Okay, right? The lowest part of this piece is 1. Okay, and it is included. Right? So the lowest part of this piece was 1. Okay, now if I walk up, there's an arrow telling me that I'm going to go up forever towards infinity. Okay? And then when I have these two pieces, I cannot include them, right? Because it doesn't cover the numbers between 0 and 1. So I leave them separated, but I put a U for union to mean that both of them apply. Okay? So if I were to write this in set builder notation, it would be y less than 0. That covers this part of the graph. Or y greater than or equal to 1. That covers this part of the interval notation and this part of the graph. Okay. So now the domain. Okay. So again, domain is left and right. Okay. So walking left on my graph, I'm walking left, walking left, walking left, walking left here. The arrow tells me I'm going to go in that direction forever towards negative infinity. Right? And then walking right, walking right, walking right, walking right, walking right. Here I hit 0, so that's included. Okay? Then when I go to the next piece, which also starts here at 0, I can continue going on forever to move to the right. Okay? So since it covers everything from left to right, that's negative infinity to infinity, which means the domain is all real numbers. Okay? The range here is a little separated. Okay? So this part here, all the y values are the same, right? The y values here is negative 2. So our range for 1 is negative 2. Okay. And then for this part, our up and down, okay, the down here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Not included because of the open circle. And then we're going up forever towards infinity. Okay? And then a U to mean both of them. Okay? So for my range, y either equals negative 2 or y is greater than 5. Okay? That's my range. Okay. Last one here. Okay. This one, left and right. So if we're going left, we stop here at negative 2. This is the x. So again, domain is left and right. So negative 2. Okay, sorry, it should be a bracket because negative 2 is included. Then we walk to the right, walk to the right, walk to the right, walk to the right, walk to the right. Hit here at 1, and then we stop because now you can see there's clearly a gap, right? But 1 is included because of that closed circle. So I'm going to put a bracket. Then I got to skip over. Okay, it starts here at 2, right? The x value here is 2. And this time you can see it's an open circle. And then we move to the right. And then here we stop at 5 for the x here. Okay? And then because it's a closed circle, it's going to be a bracket. And since I have 2 intervals, I'm going to combine it with a u. step builder notation, that would be -2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, or 2 is less than x less than or equal to 5. Okay. Then for range, we're talking up and down. Okay. So even though the lowest part of this is is 0, lowest part here, the y value is 0, we can see that this part of the graph picks it up and keeps going down until we hit here where the y value is -2. Okay, so the lowest we can walk is -2. Okay, then even though when we walk up here we're stopping, right, we can see that this part of the graph picks right back up and then keeps going up until it hits 4. Okay, so here we can say that the range is -2 to 4, and it includes 4 here at the top of the hill at this maximum, right? So my range is -2 less than or equal to y less than or equal to 4. Okay. On to our last one here, our domain. We can see that we go to the left forever, okay, towards -infinity. And then here, even though we stop here at 1, we can see that this graph picks up right here at 1 and keeps going to the right forever towards +infinity. So our domain here is all real numbers. Okay, range up and down. Okay, we can see that we walk down here forever towards -infinity. Right, and even though this part of the graph stops at 4, we can see that this next section picks up where we left off and continues going up forever because of that arrow towards +infinity. So the range here is also all real numbers. Okay. I know that it might look a little bit complicated, right? But as you keep practicing and writing it, you'll see it more and more and you'll get better at it. Okay? So practice makes perfect, or practice makes mastery, at least. So as we continue trying more and more, you're going to get better and better. Okay? So that's it for today. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Bye.